Hey there, my name is Amber and I'm so thrilled that you've made your way to my yoga videos. So most of these videos I do on Facebook Live first before I post them here on YouTube. So if you'd like to do them with me live, follow me at Kaleidoscope Yoga on Facebook and on Instagram for dates and times. But in the meantime, grab yourself a mat, some blocks, a blanket, maybe even a bolster, whatever it's going to take to make your practice accessible and comfortable for you, and I'll meet you on the mat. Thanks for being here. So find that comfortable space. Wherever that is for you. Find that nice, tall, straight spine. Take a couple of breaths. Just kind of welcome yourself into the space today. Thank you so much for being here. So let your arms rest down at your sides. And close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And just take a moment to notice the sounds around you. You can start with the sounds that are outside. And you can sort of kind of pick and choose each sound and just kind of hone in on each one of them individually. And then start to move closer in. Maybe you hear noise out on your streets. Maybe you hear someone in your house, pets walking around. And then let those sounds just become one. Try not to separate or name. Just notice that you hear sounds. And then let's bring that exercise inwards, as you start to notice the breath. And with the eyes closed, it should be pretty easy to kind of hone in on the sound. And you can make that connection to the sound, at which point the breath enters and exits the nostrils. Maybe you bring Ujjayi breath in just a little bit, not too much, but just a little, just enough that maybe you can feel and hear the sound in the throat. And since you can hear your breath, let's see if we can noticeably lengthen the inhale and lengthen the exhale, letting the exhale become just a little bit longer. And maybe we start to notice that the chest rises a little bit more. We find more space in the ribs. Maybe the belly starts to round a little bit more. And then as you exhale, you can release whatever is not serving you at this very moment. Let it go. Let it go as the body begins to soften in towards the spine. As we expel the breath completely, we have more room that we can introduce the next inhale. And so I'd like to read you this quote. And I said to myself that when I turn the page, the first thing that I see is going to be the one that I read tonight. And it resonated with me. I hope it does with you as well. It's by Anna Quindlen. The thing that is really hard and really amazing is giving up on being perfect and beginning the work of becoming yourself. And I just love that idea and that thought so much. To be able to surrender to whatever it is that is meant to be. And sometimes we don't know. And sometimes that can be scary, but most of the time, it's okay. Everything turns out all right. And I invite you here to take your hands to your heart space, maybe one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. And just feel that energy as you breathe in and out. Maybe dipping the chin down just a little bit, offering up a little stretch in the neck, and also bowing down to honor yourself for being here in this practice today, for taking time out for yourself, for a little self-exploration. And letting any sense of expectations just kind of stay outside the mat. Let's just play a little bit today and just kind of see what happens. And with that thought, if you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, please do. And then if you've set your intention, one hand on heart, one hand on belly, let's take a deep inhale and fill all the way from the belly to the shoulders. Part the lips and breathe through the mouth like you're breathing through a straw. Slow and deliberate and mindful, feeling the belly and the chest start to sink until there's no more breath to release, and begin again. It's like we're filling and emptying our cup. 2 more breaths here, please. Last time. Let the hands find the knees. Let a little smile come to the corners of the lips. And let's just find a gentle sway from side to side. Just moving into our back a little bit, moving the spine. And then find those circles. So little or big, whatever feels good to you. Just make sure that you're keeping your hips on the ground. And then if you haven't already, go ahead and switch to the opposite side, making circles in that direction. And then pause in the center, bring that head back over the heart space. Left hand's going to press on the inside of the thigh and straighten out that arm, lift up through the spine. And we're going to take the left shoulder and dip it towards our right knee. And your right shoulder is going to swing back a little bit, so you're going to get kind of like a half twist here. And then bring it back to center. Right hand to the inside of the right thigh. Straighten out that right arm. Lengthen through the spine. And then dip that right shoulder to the left knee. Come on back to center. Let's switch our legs if you haven't already. And then let the hands come by your sides, and we're just going to find some side extensions here. So left hand is going to kind of reach as far out as it can onto the mat. Let's take a nice deep inhale, drawing the hand above the head. Take an exhale here. Relax your shoulder down. Find a little bit of activation in that belly, pulling that belly button towards your spine. And we're bright in the hands. And we're going to take an inhale. Lift up just a little bit more. And as you exhale, we're going to float the right hand towards your left hand. And it may or may not touch it. Depends on if you're on a block or not. Exhaling all the way down, and just pause here for 2 breaths. Relaxing through the hips, shoulders are relaxed. We're just getting a nice stretch through the upper back. And then when you're ready, engage the belly. Inhale, bring that hand all the way up and rainbow it down. Exhale. Right hand to the mat, stretch it out. Take an inhale, left hand to the sky. Exhale, relax the shoulder. Just find your center here. Hugging into the belly softly. Brighten the hands. Good. Nice deep inhale when you're ready. And as you exhale, we're going to float that hand over towards the right hand. It may or may not touch. Mine's just kind of resting on the outside of my thigh here. But I am trying to lengthen up through my back, relax my shoulders. You can relax your neck as well. One more breath here. And on that next inhale, engage that belly and bring that left hand up. And release it down. Good. Let's bring our hands into our goalpost arms or goddess arms, cactus arms. Relax those shoulders down the back. We're going to take an inhale and we're going to exhale and just dip left elbow kind of towards your left hip crease and right arm's going to come up. Inhale, engage the belly. We're going to use the core here to come back to center. Exhale, dipping right elbow down. Just do that a few more times. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, down. We're not using our arms to motivate the movements. It comes from the core. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, up. And exhale down. Come back to center. Take a nice deep inhale. Bring those elbows back. Maybe even look up. And exhale, elbows come forward. Chin can come to chest. If you want, you can dip down just a little bit. Inhale, open the hands. Elbows back. Exhale, bring it forward. One more time. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, bring those hands or elbows to each other. Inhale, hands all the way up. Clasp those hands together. Turn the palms up and stretch through the arms and the fingers, the armpits all the way down. If it feels good on an exhale, take a little dip to one side. Inhale yourself back to center and take a little dip on an exhale to the other side. Let's do that one more time. Breathe it in and up. Exhale to the right. Breathe it in and up. Hi there. And exhale to the left. Hands back up. And go ahead and rotate the wrists nice and slow. And we're going to bring the hands down. Good. So let's go ahead and come on to our hands and knees. We'll find our tabletop position. Using your blanket if you need to. Spreading those fingertips out nice and wide. Find your foundation. Strong through the arms, lifting through the upper back. And we're just going to drop our left hip over and look to our right toes. And you don't have to dip super far, just a little bit. And then inhale back to center. And then exhale, dip to the right. Gaze comes to the toes on the left. And then back to center. Let's do that one more time each side, just nice and slow and mindful. Feeling into the space. Back to center, right side. And back to center. Very good. So let's go ahead and anchor down our left knee to the ground. And let's reach out with our right foot. So right leg's going to be extended behind us. You might find you need to shift a little bit in the weight in your arms so you're not dipping on one shoulder a little bit more than the other. We do want to connect to our low belly here. Pressing through that heel, let's reach out with the left hand. So straight out. So we got a nice line from fingertips to heel. Let's find a little bounce here. Hello. Keep it bouncing, engaging through the glutes, the thighs, finding the breath. Take a pause. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee, rounding the back. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, round it in. Last time, stretch it out. Exhale, bring it in. And then I guess one more time, stretching it out. And as you exhale this time, relax the hand and the knee. Go ahead and shake out that right wrist if you need to. Give it a little love. Maybe fingertips towards the knee to stretch out through your forearm. Just do whatever feels really good to you. Stretching out whatever needs to be stretched out. And then let's make our way to the opposite side. Finding that nice strong back. Left leg reaches out. Keeping those hips even. And a good telltale sign, if it's not even, is your toes are not pointing straight down towards the ground. Let's go ahead and reach out with the right hand, hugging in that belly again, connecting that line from the fingertips to the toes, and find that little bounce. It's important that we strengthen our glutes, because a lot of times weak glutes means it can mean low back pain. Weak back muscles. It can help with our balance. All right, go ahead and pause. Let's take a nice deep inhale and exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, bring it in. Last time, reach it out on your inhale, on your exhale, relax it down. Very good. Pardon me, go ahead and rotate through that wrist. So I keep water nearby. Let's go ahead and find our puppy pose here. So I'm just going to walk my knees back a little bit. I'm going to walk my hands out in front, and I'm just going to let my chest make its way towards the ground. My hips are going to stay raised. My forearms may or may not touch. My forehead may or may not touch. So I'm just enjoying a little stretch through the armpits, out through the hips, all along my spine. And then from here, we're going to take our left hand and we're going to thread the needle. We're going to dip it underneath our right arm. And you're going to kind of just rest onto that left shoulder. Now, please, if there's any cranking or it doesn't feel good, you can rest your head on a block or a blanket. You can also find different spaces for your right arm too. You can rest it behind your back. You can keep it straight. If it feels better to keep it right in front of your nose for a little extra balance, do that. And just find your breath. 2 more here. Inhale, exhale. Stretching that right hand out if it's not already, and kind of pressing into the palm to lift yourself up just enough that you can stretch out that left arm and tuck the right arm underneath the left. Notice if one side feels a little differently than the other, and just honor that, making sure there's no pain.
Draw that left hand in front of your nose and push yourself up. Whew. Let's go ahead and turn our toes under. We're just going to sit back on our toes for just a few moments here. We won't be here very long. I know this can get kind of uncomfortable. So while we're here, we're just going to take a nice deep inhale and shrug our shoulders up, noticing that we're not pulling our ears down to our shoulders. So it's up and release. Let's do 5 of these. Up and release. Bring it up. Release. 2 more. Bring it up. Let it go. Bring it up. Last time. And release. Come on forward. Tap those toes. We're going to turn the palms out just a little bit. Let those index fingers move towards the corners of the mat, spreading those fingertips out wide. Dropping the inner part of the wrist down towards the mat, connecting the base of the thumb to the floor. We're going to turn our toes under and we're going to make our way to downward dog. Take your time, especially if this is your first downward dog of the day. Walk the legs out, walking your downward dog. Let your hips move up to the ceiling. Hug in the belly, lifting up. Letting the chest kind of move towards your knees. But we don't want to, some of us can hyperextend and we don't want to just dump. We don't want to do that. We want to be strong in the arms. So let's go ahead and take our left heel and drop it towards the floor. We're going to lift our right foot up, 3-legged dog. Let's draw the toes towards our bottom and we're going to lift our right knee up, dropping a little bit more into our left heel, keeping our shoulders as straight and square as we can. And rotate through that foot, that ankle, I mean. Find your breath here, no holding. And then take a nice deep inhale, and when you're ready, we're going to draw that knee forward and place your foot down right next to your right hand or in that vicinity. Take a nice deep inhale, and you're going to stretch out the front leg. And exhale here. We're going to pause in this variation of pyramid pose. And if you have blocks handy and you like to use them in this shape, sometimes that feels really good and you can get a little bit deeper into it. Again, it always just kind of depends on your body shape. So when you're here, we're going to press into that back heel, and we're also going to make sure that our foot is solid on the ground. So we're not dipping into the outer part of the foot. If you feel that sensation, press into the big toe. And let your right hip dip back just a little. Perfect. So using your left hand, either on a block or the ground, we're going to take an inhale and move into a little twist here. Woo! Rotate through that wrist. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale that hand down. Bend into that knee. Drop the back knee and come on up into a nice little crescent lunge here. So if you want a deeper stretch in your hip flexors, which is in the front of the leg here, you can walk that back knee back a little bit. And we find this crescent lunge. Take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, palms together, we're going to find a twist. So you can come into just this little side twist, or if you'd like, move into prayer twist.
Little pressure in between the palms, letting the elbows splay in opposite directions, lengthening through the spine. Back toe can be turned under, or top of the foot can rest on the floor. Just kind of see what feels best to you. And we want to stay active in our legs. So almost as if your front heel and your back knee are pulling towards one another. Find that activation. Oh, hello. Find that activation. She's just going to hang out there. Okay. Take a nice deep inhale, fingertips to the sky, chest comes forward, find crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down. Turn the back toe under, lift up that back knee, and we're going to bring our right foot back, and we're going to find our downward facing dog. Downward facing kitty. Walk your legs out, walking the dog, stretching through the calf muscles. Hi. What are you doing? I changed her food today, and I have a feeling that's what this is all about. So anchor down that right heel, take a nice deep inhale, lift the left leg up. Let that right heel move to the floor just a little bit more. And you know, you can do that by kind of actively pulling the top of your foot towards your shin. Hi. So we're going to bend our left leg, bringing our heel to our bottom. And we're going to rotate the hip up. Go ahead and find a little bit of rotation through the ankle. Remember, we want to try to keep our shoulders straight, as straight as we can. We don't want to dump into one arm more than the other. Hi. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, and slowly as you exhale, you're going to draw that knee forward and place that left foot right by your left hand. Take an inhale, straighten out that left leg, pressing through that back heel, the right heel. Utilize a block if you have one, if you need it. I like it because my arms are super short, and it makes it a little bit easier when I can pull the floor up to me. Check in on the foot. Are you dumping to the outer edge? Press into that big toe. And we're going to let that left hip kind of sink back, which means your right hip's going to kind of sink down and forward. Find your breath here. How am I supposed to put my leg down with you in my way there, sister? Right hand's going to come to the ground or your block. Take an inhale, find a twist. Left hand reaches up. On your next exhale, go ahead and bring that hand down, bend into that front knee. Oh, perfect timing. Drop that back knee down and find your crescent lunge. Now remember, when we find our lunge, we still want our knee to be above our ankle. And again, if you want a deeper stretch here, walk this knee back. Open and crescent lunge. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, bring those palms together and find your twist. And if you really want to, you can draw that back leg up again. It's entirely up to you. Pressing through the palms, lengthening through the spine. Again, very active in the legs, pulling the front heel and the back knee towards one another. And Engage the belly. Take an inhale. Draw yourself forward. Fingertips to the sky. Find that crescent lunge. Maybe a gentle back bend here. And then exhale. Float the hands down. Lift up that back knee. And we're going to draw that foot forward. We're going to find our forward fold here. Let the shoulders and the head relax. Maybe finding a gentle sway. You can introduce a little yes or a little no into your neck. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll it up. Nice deep inhale, connecting to the legs. Hugging in the belly to protect that low back, and up comes the hands. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, hands to heart space. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands behind you. Let them clasp. Inhale, lengthen through the ribs. Pull those shoulders back and down. Fingertips move down. And exhale into sort of a chair. We're going to drop our booty down. Arms are going to come up behind us. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into chair. Release the fingers. Inhale up into chair. Stay here. Exhale. Inhale again. And forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, roll it up. We're going to do that a few more times. Big breath in, fingertips to the sky. Palms together, exhale to heart space. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, hands behind us. Clasp the hands. Inhale, let the fingers move down, open through the chest. Exhale, bending through the knees, the arms reach up behind you, head can relax down. Let the hands go. Inhale, chair. Exhale. This time, inhale to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Relax here for a breath or two. And then let's do one more of these. Deep inhale up, roll it up. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Inhale, fingers to the sky. Exhale, hands behind your back. Clasp them and inhale, draw the chest open up. Open heart. Exhale. Bend those knees. Reach the hands behind. Neck is relaxed. Let the hands go. Inhale. Find your chair. Exhale. Inhale. Stand it up. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Roll it up. Let your weight move into your left leg, and as you come up, draw that right knee up. So your right leg is going to be parallel, your thighs are going to be parallel to the floor. Hands can be at heart space or wherever feels comfortable, hugging in that low belly. So we're going to start to move our leg behind us. Now, if you need to, you can put the toe on the ground, but try to see if you can extend through that back leg. Only as far as feels good. If you can come straight, then that's awesome. If your hamstrings are a little bit tighter, chances are that's not going to work out today, and that's totally fine. Just meet yourself where you are. Remember, toe can come down if you need to. Make sure you're hugging in that belly to protect the back. On your next inhale, we're going to start to draw everything back to the center line where we began. Knee comes up, thigh is parallel to the ground. On On an exhale, float the right foot down. Good. Nice big breath in, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, float it down, forward fold. Inhale, start to roll up, and as you do, weight goes into the right leg. Draw the left knee up, so the left leg, left thigh is parallel to the floor. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Send your breath down through that foot, the foot that is rooted to the earth. And then when you're ready, a nice slow descent backwards, reaching back with the foot, extending through the arms in whatever capacity feels good to you and safe. Finding your breath, holding strong in the legs, doing amazing. And remember, we always talk about how balance is never the same. Never the same on both sides, never the same every minute of the day. On an inhale, when you're ready, slowly, mindfully pull yourself back to center, back to the beginning, where we started. And exhale. Find your breath. On your next exhale, release the leg down. So good. All right. Just go ahead and find a little bit of wiggle through the hips here. And then just make your way to the front of the mat if you're not there for whatever reason. And we're going to take a nice deep inhale, drawing energy up. And float it down. Release the breath. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, flat back, but bring your hands to your thighs. Lengthen through the spine. Draw elbows to the waist. Roll the shoulders back this time. Hug the belly in. Rest here for a few breaths. Feel the length in the spine. On your next exhale, you're going to float it down. Relax the head and the neck. Bend through the knees. And then we're going to go ahead and make our way down to the ground. So we're going to come into this position. So both legs are going to be at kind of a 90-degree angle. Bring one shin out in front of you. And then we're just going to take a little twist here and to whatever shin is, whatever leg is in front of you, we're going to twist over that thigh. And if you have blocks, if you're feeling a little tight today, this might feel really good just to kind of let the floor rise up towards you just a little. Otherwise, if you're feeling all right, you can just rest yourself down. Please be careful, take it slow, notice anything that feels uncomfortable, and give yourself permission to make adjustments. And if your shoulders are feeling a little bit tight here, you can also kind of thread the needle and get like a double kind of twisting action here. It feels actually really good. I'm going to use a block to rest my forehead on while I'm doing it, but it kind of adds another element of depth to the shape. Take a few more breaths here. If you're holding, thread the needle, slowly start to work that arm out. And then very slowly, palms to the mat, draw yourself up. And then we're just going to shift to the front of the mat. So we're going to be facing a shin. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to lower ourselves down over our shin. And again, a block may come in handy here for you. Or if you're flexible, feeling good through the hips and the hamstrings, you might be able to move all the way down to the floor. So just noticing in this shape if you're holding anywhere else, like in your shoulders or in the opposite leg. And just see if you can send your breath there and release. Two more breaths here. And see if you can let the breath find the back of the ribs. And then very slowly, palms to the mat, draw yourself up. Good. Let's just reach the legs out in front of us for a moment here before we move on to the other side. And just let them reach out nice and long. You can remove the little fleshy parts from your bottom. Find some brightness in the toes. Fingers to the ground, lift up through the spine, active staff pose, hugging in gentle belly and activating through the legs. Relaxing the shoulders down. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Go ahead and move into the opposite side. And find your twist, whichever feels good to you, on a block or all the way down.
When you're ready, palms to the ground, draw yourself up slowly. Make that rotation to the front of the mat. Bring your block if you need it or whatever you might be using for a prop. And then go ahead and rest down forward. Breathing into any tightness, any space that might feel a little tension. And as always, if you feel something that is making you super uncomfortable, you don't have to do it. You can always pull yourself out of that shape. Up 3 more deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, palms to the mat. Draw yourself back up. And so this time, we're going to go ahead and just flip onto our backs. Resting down all the way and drawing the knees into the chest. You can find a gentle rock from side to side. And then straighten out the legs. Bring the hands to the, wrap them around so they're on the outside of the thighs. Engage the belly, and you're going to roll yourself up into our boat pose. Now, if legs cannot stay straight, you can bend them, of course. Kind of roll onto your sits bones to protect that low back. Hugging in through the belly, and we're just going to hold here. So make it count. We won't be here very long. Five, 4, 3, 2, and as we do 1, we're going to stretch the legs out, hugging in the belly, lowering the legs and the back down to the ground. And let the hands fall above your head so you get this nice, deep, full-bodied stretch here. And just for a moment, hug in all the muscles. Every single one of them you can get, even in the face, little squishy lemon face. And exhale, release, and find your Shavasana. Close your eyes and maybe drift back to the intention that you said at the beginning of class. If you'd like to find a little more inner connection, you can place hand on heart, hand on belly, or hands on belly. Take a couple of deep cleansing breaths and just sigh it out. Let anything from the day or the week thus far just melt away. Leaving your body with this sense of being kind of wrung out or cleansed.
The thing that is really hard and really amazing is giving up on being perfect and beginning the work of becoming yourself. If you're ready, you can begin to deepen the breath. You are also welcome to stay right where you are if you need a little more rest time. And if you're ready, you can make your way into a seated position. And here we will draw our hands together. And if you're still lying down, you can maybe just think of this motion to yourself. Finding gratitude in our practice together today, for the opportunity to move our bodies and to release any thoughts of perfection and allow ourselves to start moving forward onto that path of becoming ourselves. Namaste.